So the passport bro movement is proof that
have had two different men tell me today that they are going to become passport bros.
I understand that dating some women in the West can be a headache, but what makes you think becoming a passport bro will make things better? I understand.
Men going away hurt these women's egos because it makes them realize that they aren't good enough. So instead of changing, they try and shame men for wanting a loving relationship with a woman that actually treats them right.
The passport pookies that are all over this app talking about, I'm going to run away and never come.
A passport bro is a man who is done with untitled, ungrateful, high mileage women in the West.
Women should be allowed to beat one man per year, and to make it ethical, we could have a trial so the woman who wants to do the beating would present the reasons as to why it's valid.
So the passport bro movement is proof that men need women. It also speaks to how women don't give a crap and we don't need you at all. Men will say, well, how is this proof that we need women? Think about it. You're going to leave your entire country on a trip for kitty cat. This is beyond sad. And I love this for men. I really do. I really love it for you guys.
This woman sounds bitter and hurt, and it shows in the way she's framing the whole situation. She claims that the passport bros movement is just men leaving the country to go sleep with women in other places. But that simply isn't true for the majority of men who travel overseas. Sure, there will always be some men who go abroad for short-term flings, just like there are women who travel to Jamaica to get their cheeks played with sand. A lot of these men are actually looking for serious relationships, marriage, and a different kind of relationship dynamic than what they feel they've been experiencing in the West. She also tried to spin it as proof that men need women, but that argument doesn't really land the way she thinks it does. Of course, men need women, just like women need men. Men know that they need women because they live in reality. Women think that they don't need men because many are delusional. And in many ways, modern society has created an environment where they are constantly told that independence means not relying on men for anything.
I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, and this is how I know that men are energy vampires, because how come whenever I'm single, I feel so beautiful, so confident, my spark is back, I feel so at peace and happy. As soon as I get in a relationship, I'm the most insecure, anxiously attached version of myself.
Who cares?
The movement men going their own way is not about hating women. It's about self-protection. Many men already tried relationship, marriage and commitment. And instead of peace, they got pressure, blame and risk. So they stepped back. They chose to focus on their health, work, hobbies, their peace. And it doesn't make them bitter. It makes them aware. So mgtow is not anger. It's just a quiet decision to stop sacrificing yourself in situations when you're not respected.
Every major city has a huge Asian population, especially in California. Pretty sizable in most East Coast cities too. So when these men have to go to Asia to find a partner, it means that they were not only rejected by the white women in their own communities, but they also couldn't find an Asian woman in the US either, even with all the white privilege in the world. With the way that whiteness and a white partner is seen as aspirational by so many Asian women, they still couldn't swing it. And come on, that's like playing life on easy mode. And then you have to hop on a plane and go to the Philippines or Thailand or Cambodia, even the more economically developed countries in East Asia, China, Japan, Korea, you're going there to find a wife? There's a reason that there's the LBH acronym for these types of losers back home. Instead of making yourself...
It's not that these men couldn't find an Asian woman in the US. They didn't want them because many of those women themselves have been westernized and have the same exact mindset as the modern woman that's been here. So why would they want that when they already know what comes with it? The reason why these men hop on a plane is to go find actual feminine women. A lot of these men aren't just changing the woman, they're changing the environment, because environment shapes mindset, culture shapes behavior, and culture shapes relationship expectations. And she calls them losers back home. But think about what that really means. If these men were such losers, then why are we even talking about them? Nobody makes video after video about people they truly believe are irrelevant. You don't hold meetings about people who don't matter. You don't start campaigns about people who have no impact. The fact that it's being talked about so much means it's affecting something.
I understand that dating some women in the West can be a headache, but what makes you think becoming a passport bro will make things better? If you cannot sustain a healthy relationship with these women in the West, then what makes you think that these Asian women are gonna want you? Women in the West don't even want you, yet you think those women will want you. The change starts with you, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just letting you know that there are unhealthy habits within you that are causing you to have unsuccess in dating. But y'all don't want to hear that, right?
Can somebody explain to me why it is so hard to go to a sports bar to find actual seating to possibly meet a man who's gonna buy me a drink? Let me know. My friend and I have gone to 3 different bars. Let me know why it's so difficult. At this point, should I go home?
I've not seen any women crying over passport bros.
Not exactly crying, but there are definitely a lot of videos out there of women making videos about men who are seemingly rather confused why men wouldn't want to date women in their own countries.
However, I have seen a lot of women laughing at passport bros, because we can replace men like you with cats and dogs.
That is really great news, because that means there's soon to be a great reduction in the homeless pet population.
But y'all have to literally go to another country because no other woman in your own country wants you anymore.
No, that is not why some men are choosing to go to other countries in hopes of finding their life partner. It's because many aspects of modern society, to include some aspects of modern feminism, has turned the dating pool for men into a veritable cesspool of toxic behavior.
That's what we call a whole cope, honey.
Actually, that's what we call men making the best decisions for themselves, their futures, and their mental health.
She can't be serious. Her comeback is replacing passport bros with cats and dogs. I mean, many women are already on that train of collecting pets, and a lot of them seem to be quite lonely already. For many women, pets become a coping mechanism. They provide comfort, routine, and affection, but they can't replace the deeper fulfillment that comes from building a life with another person. And what she said is quite backwards. It's not because women in the West don't want these men. In many cases, it's actually the opposite. A lot of these men are the ones choosing to step away from dating Western women, which is why they're traveling overseas in the first place. For many of them, the decision comes after years of frustration with the modern dating culture they feel surrounded by. They're not necessarily leaving because they can't find women in the West. Many of them simply feel that the relationship dynamics have become exhausting, overly transactional, or filled with constant conflict and competition. Because of that, some men decide to look elsewhere for a different kind of experience.
Look, when you say that you're a passport bro, I'm just keeping it real. When you say that, you are publicly admitting that you don't have the personality, social skills, or the confidence to get a lady in your country.
Y'all will buy a plane ticket to go to another country to pay a woman or a femme-presenting person to have adult relations with you. But tell me something, incel black men, you red pill popping, podcast watching, pathetic excuses for men. Tell me this. If y'all are so desirable, right? If y'all are what every woman wants, why y'all got to go so far and work so hard and spend so much money just to find a woman to lay down with you?
Passport bros. And it's basically American men that are now going overseas to different countries, which we already know about, but they want the women that they're with to remain foreign. So they're not actually intending to bring the women back to the United States because they feel like the women in the United States are kind of like tarnished.
As often as I talk about how powerful women are, how independent, strong, I don't want to be a powerful, independent woman.
Never lower your standards for a man?
Why should I lower my standards when I know exactly what I can get, what I need, and what I want?
You should try to date a regular guy. Why would I do that? Be real. My standards are not too high. They're just my standards. And if you can't match them, then you're not for me.
I don't want okay. I don't want a struggle. I don't want a settle. I want amazing.
I'm 30 and beginning to think that this whole dying alone thing isn't going to be like a running joke. It's going to be reality.
It is so hard sometimes watching so many of your friends fall in love and find their person and get pregnant, especially as I'm moving into my 30s. I feel like I'm watching everybody else live out their dream and wondering when my dream is going to happen for me. I'm just someone out here who's trying to find someone. I just sometimes feel like the love I so desperately want to give and to receive is not meant for me.
What you just witnessed was the mindset of modern women, and this right here is why a lot of guys are leaving. It's all entitlement, delusion, what I deserve, I'm not lowering my standards, etc. And notice the conversation is almost always about what they deserve, what they want, what they won't tolerate, what they won't accept, what they require. But very rarely do you hear the conversation about what do you offer, how do you treat a man, do you bring peace, do you bring support, do you bring loyalty, do you bring appreciation. Because you of this men realizing and saying, I can take the same money, the same effort, the same loyalty, the same work ethic, and go somewhere else and be treated better. In their mind, the decision becomes logical, not emotional. People go where they get the best return on their investment, emotionally, financially, and mentally.
A passport bro is a man who is done with entitled, ungrateful, high mileage women in the West demanding provider status while offering nothing but an attitude and an OnlyFans link. Done with 50% divorce rates, false accusations, alimony, traps, and child support jails. Done with feminism lies. You're toxic if you want a feminine, loyal, fit, debt-free, low body count. So he grabs his passport, flies to Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, Ukraine, Brazil, anywhere but the US. Places where women still value men. Cook, stay slim, don't weaponize sex, and see marriage as a partnership, not a paycheck. Stats don't lie, my friends. US women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces. 60+% of Western women, 18 to 30, are obese or overweight. The average Western woman, 7+ sexual partners by the age 25, and that's backed by the CDC. 43% of U.S. men under 30 are celibate, rejected, or priced out. Foreign wives, lower divorce rates, higher happiness, traditional values, actual gratitude. Passport bros aren't running, they are upgrading. So I'm with you guys. Smarter, not weaker. West failed the men, so men left. Can't blame them.
So everybody hates the passport bros, right? Because everyone says they go overseas, they get these girls, and these women will never love them. Why not just stay in America and pay these same women the same money and take care of them the way that you would take care of a woman from overseas, right? It's not that simple. You go overseas, you get these women, they're trained to be submissive, they're trained to cook, they're trained to clean. Yeah, they may not love you, they may not even fucking like you, but they're going to give you the, the illusion that they like and love you. They're going to give you as many kids as you want, as long as they are taken care of with that green card. Now, let's just say he gave that same exact money and that same exact lifestyle to a black girl in America. She's for sure not fucking cooking. She's for sure not fucking cleaning. Hell, she's not even fucking listening. And you black girls have made it clear. Like, I'm not listening. I'm not being submissive. I'm not giving you hella kids. Like, I'm not doing this, and the fifth. So why not go and pay for exactly what the you want? Why would I even play games in America if I know I can go overseas and get exactly what the fuck I want? I mean, again, perception is everything. And just like these they be running games on y'all all day. Y'all think these men love y'all. Y'all keep the baby, all this other stuff. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same perception that someone likes and loves you. Again, the passport bros are onto something because they're paying for exactly what they want.
A lot of men think that if they just go overseas, they will magically find the soft, traditional woman who doesn't argue and treats him like a king. Maybe 15, 20 years ago, maybe that was realistic. But today, this world doesn't exist anymore. Women have changed everywhere. Social media, dating apps, abundance is global now, even in less privileged countries. So men go overseas thinking they're escaping feminism, but feminism is already there. So the message isn't don't date abroad. The message is don't be naive.
No man thinks that just because he's overseas, he will magically find a feminine woman. That's just ridiculous. There are all types of women everywhere in the world. But what many men are saying is that in a lot of places overseas, they tend to come across more quality women compared to what they experience in the West. In many of these countries, women are raised with a different mindset about relationships. They often value cooperation, respect, and supporting their partner rather than constantly competing with him. A lot of men say they appreciate that dynamic because the relationship feels more peaceful and balanced, whereas in the West, many men feel like relationships have turned into a constant power struggle. Instead of building something together, it can start to feel like a competition where the man is constantly being challenged, tested, or put in a position where he has to prove himself over and over again. For a lot of men, that creates unnecessary stress. Most men are not looking for control or dominance. They are simply looking for peace, respect, and a partner who wants to build with them rather than compete with them.
I have literally told multiple men in my life that I'm not interested in them. I'm not interested in hooking up. I'm not interested in them being a side piece. I'm not interested in dating them. I'm not interested in getting to know them. Like, I'm not interested in going out to dinner with them. Like, I don't need a free meal. I have straight up told men in my life that I don't want a male presence in my life, that I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be seen with you. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to hang out as friends. Like, I don't want that. And they'll still text me and be like, let's go get dinner. Bitch, I don't want to get dinner with your ass. Like, how many times do I have to fucking say that? I just have to either change my phone number, delete my fucking Instagram, delete everything, because it's like a lot of these men, they can't take a fucking hint. And I tell it to them straight up and they're still like, whatever.
The passport pookies that are all over this app talking about, I'm going to run away and never come back. I mean, y'all sound like a bunch of hurt little boys whose moms didn't give you the moon pie you wanted for a snack. I mean, why do you feel the need to announce it? Just go. Goodbye and good riddance. But there's been a burning question in my mind. If you're going to take residence in another country, you have to learn and master their language. And my question to you is, how are you going to master a foreign language when a lot of y'all can't even master the English language?
Why do they feel the need to announce it? I guess the real question here is, why do you feel the need to make a video attacking men for leaving and going overseas? The reason why these types of women make these videos is because they feel rejected. Because as long as a man is still here, still trying, still approaching, still competing, still seeking their attention, they feel chosen. They feel like they're in control of the dating market. But the moment a man says, I'm done, I'm leaving, I'm going where I'm appreciated, that changes the power dynamic. So what do people do when they feel rejected? They shame, they mock, they insult, they try to make the person leaving look like a loser, so it doesn't feel like they lost anything valuable. She also made the assumption that the women in these other countries don't speak English. But what she fails to understand is, in many countries, learning English is normal because it's taught in school. It's used in business, even tourism.
Passport bros, bro. They hate passport bros. And I'm not gonna lie, dog. I am a passport bro. I'm not gonna lie. I lived in Asia for 13 years, bro. My wife, guess what? She's Asian, okay? She's not from around these parts where we live now. She's not. But anyway, here's a video of this chick hating passport bros, dude. Hating them. And then I'm going to play the video, and then I'm going to throw in my 2 cents, baby. My 2 cents. I'm going to tell you,
Can
baby.
we have a serious conversation about the LBHs, passport bros, like whatever you want to call them? I just don't understand how the most basic level men can leave America, travel to these other countries, and just pull absolute tens, like the hottest girls that you will ever see. And these men, like men that we wouldn't even look twice at, are just pulling them and convincing them to date them. Like, I truly don't understand it. Can someone please explain to me how this is happening and how these men are able to get away with it? Also, like, how can we stop this? It's out of control, and it's getting to a point where it needs to be stopped.
First off, why is it okay if I tell you, if I'm like, yo, bro, I'm moving to another country for work because I'm working in another country, everybody will be like, that's amazing, super cool, bro. But if you tell someone you're moving to another country to go find your bride, your soulmate, the love of your life, people think that's creepy. I don't get that. I think that's bizarre. Like, if you're willing to get on an airplane and go to a completely different country to try to find a wife, you know what that tells me? It tells me you got some fucking balls, is what that tells me, homeboy. Talk about stepping out of your fucking comfort zone. That's it, bro. I've lived in other countries, and guess what, dude? It's a little uncomfortable sometimes, dude. You're like, wait a second. This is bizarre. Not only do you have to, like, get a passport, get a visa, get plane tickets, have money, and all that other shit, bro. You gotta do, there's a lot that goes into going to another fucking country, bro. Then you find someone in this other country that you can marry? That's insane, bro. Think about the chances of that. Think about how difficult that is. Think about all the time, money, and energy put into that. Sounds pretty fucking romantic, actually, if you ask me. These chicks in America don't understand. You can't even get a dude to buy you a drink, let alone take his whole life to another country for you, okay? You can't get a guy to buy your dinner, let alone travel fucking thousands of miles to find you. Okay, think about that. How bad does your behavior have to be for a guy to be like, you know what? I'm taking all my money and I'm rolling the dice and I'm moving to Asia. Like, how bad do you guys have to be for men to literally do that? I want you to think about that. And these chicks from other countries, honey bunny, are not like you whatsoever. They don't smoke. They don't drink. They don't have tattoos, okay? They don't have a huge body count of 1,000 trillion. These chicks are just looking for a nice, stable life where there's opportunities. Not you. You're not looking for that. You want to dance on a bar, okay? You want to dance on a bar, completely annihilated, and have a train run on you, okay? Just put that in your mind. These women from other countries actually like the nice guy. They actually are like, wow, you're very nice and kind. I like that. I like you. But it boggles my fucking mind how these American chicks hate you being happy. They hate you being happy. She's like, I want to stop it. I don't want to see these men being happy. That's insane. But my final note is, I don't see men coming to this country to wife up American women. I just don't see it. Whereas they go everywhere else but fucking here for some reason to wife chicks up. Why is that? I don't know. You tell me in the comments. Peace!
The thing is, it doesn't matter what men do. A lot of these women will hate them for it. I mean, look at this woman hating on passport bros who are simply trying to find love overseas. If men stay and date locally, they get criticized. If they choose not to date at all, they get criticized. And now, if some men decide to travel and explore their options in other countries, they're still getting criticized. So at that point, it starts to look like the issue isn't really what men are doing. It's that some people just don't like the fact that men are making their own choices. What's interesting is that these men aren't forcing anyone to do anything. They're not demanding that women change, and they're not trying to control anyone's lifestyle. They're simply deciding to go somewhere else to see if they can find the type of relationship dynamic they're looking for. But instead of seeing it as men exercising their freedom to make choices about their own lives, some people react with anger and resentment. They mock them, call them names, and try to frame their actions in the worst possible way.
Videos that have been headlining the passport bros that went abroad and were unalived in foreign countries. It was 10 of them. And The problem is that the people that are talking about it and making videos about it, they're not talking about it because they feel bad. They're talking about it because they find it funny. And honestly, the reaction and comments from women are utterly disgusting. These are human beings. Yes, they're men, and since you hate men, you think that that's okay, but these are human beings and they're unalived. If it was women, it would be a different narrative, right? It would be painted a different picture. You guys would...
Friendly PSA to the men of the world, because I don't know if you guys genuinely don't know or if you're just rude. If you're going on a date with a woman, that woman has started preparing for the date hours in advance because of all the stuff that we have to do. You might notice I have a full face of makeup on right now, and that's because I was planning to go on a date in like an hour. The date just texted me and asked to reschedule because he's busy with work. Sir, non-respectfully, I have been planning for this, getting ready for this whole day. I've been hydrating. I've been doing skincare. I've been doing a self-tanner. I put a hair mask in my hair this morning. I did my makeup. I haven't done my hair yet. And now you text me and you want to reschedule. And then people want to know why I'm always like dating different people. It's because I just don't have the patience for this. I will never go on a date with this person again. I'm not even being funny or dramatic. Like, it's so rude. It's disrespectful of my time. Now it's too late to do something else. And I'm just stuck with you being a fucking disrespectful asshole.
It is okay to be genuinely disappointed that a date canceled on you. What is not okay is for you to be calling them names over it. And this is the disconnect. While you did all of those things because you were excited, which is a good thing, right? You were excited about this man, so you wanted to put your best foot forward. You did all of these things in preparation. But instead of recognizing that as your emotions and really dealing with that, you put that off onto him. You made him into a bad person. This is exactly what I talk about women doing oftentimes on social media, to put that on a man and then to make a video about him. That is just not okay.
I mean, the guy didn't ghost her. He respectfully said he couldn't make it to the date because he was busy with work. He even asked if she wanted to reschedule, but instead she went on and started calling him names. And that right there says a lot, because that situation wasn't about scheduling anymore. It became about ego the moment he said he couldn't make it. Some people don't take rejection well, even small rejection like, "I can't make it today." To a mature person, that's normal life. People work. People get busy. People reschedule dates all the time. That's called being an adult. But to someone who feels like they should be the priority over everything and everyone, even a man's job, even his responsibilities, even his schedule, any inconvenience feels like disrespect to them. So instead of saying, "No problem, let's reschedule," it turns into insults, name-calling and attacking his character.
Not all men, not all men. Yeah, to you. To us, it is all men because it has to be.
Who exactly is us? They're obviously not including those who think logically and rationally in this conversation.
We have no choice. How are we supposed to know which men are safe? There are enough men that are misogynistic and dangerous for us to have to be cautious with every single one of them.
So naturally, a person would assume the worst of every individual in an entire population.
Men are always comparing women to objects, so it's my turn.
Oh, good. So instead of taking the high road and doing better than those individuals that someone is criticizing, someone is going to be not only just as bad, but in fact worse, because someone should know better.
Imagine we have a big bowl of gummies. A large amount of them have poison and will make you very sick, and some of them will even kill you. I'm not going to trust any of those gummies until they are proven to be safe.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is actually how some individuals justify bigotry.
I'm not just talking about the men that essay and abuse. Even the men who are just a little misogynistic are unsafe to me. If a man perceives women as less than equal in any way, there's a possibility that he will treat me as less than equal. Good men are the ones who do think about it, because good people care about other people.
You know what else good people do? They actually understand that each person is an individual, not part of a monolithic group that acts of one mind. And moreover, they don't believe that an individual should be held responsible for the actions of others.
So if you're a man, misogynistic men are more likely to listen to you because they don't like women. They don't want to listen to us.
Well, if that were true, then misandrists would listen to other women when those women tell them how wrong they're being by hating an entire population of people. But usually, those misandrists just call those other women names.
If you want to be a good person, listen, learn, admit your faults, and then grow and change.
It's almost like a lot of those individuals out there who give advice on how to be a good person should actually take their own advice once in a while.
Women like this, who lump all men together because of the actions of some, have some major issues they need to work through. The thing is, not all men are dangerous, not all men are bad, not all men are players, not all men are out here trying to use women. But when someone has had bad experiences, instead of healing from those experiences and learning how to choose better, sometimes they just paint an entire group with one brush. And that's where the problem starts. Because once you decide all men are the same, now you're not dating individuals anymore. You're dating a stereotype. Every new guy you meet is now being punished for what the last guy did, and that's not fair to someone who did nothing to you. She says it's all men, because it has to be, because there are enough men who are misogynistic and dangerous. But that same logic could also be used to talk about women, but men don't do that, because we know it wouldn't be fair.
This is not going to sound very independent woman of me. I don't care. Being with a man is so regulating for me. Like, I just don't think that men realize, like, sometimes all a woman needs, like, when she's, like, in a really heightened emotional state, is for the big, strong man in her life to just, like, grab her by the shoulders and just be like, hey, it's going to be okay. I don't know, there's something different about it. Like, my girlfriends can tell me, like, oh, it's going to be okay. And, like, they're coming at it from a lot of levels of, like, empathy and sympathy. And, like, that's great. And I appreciate that energy from my female friendships so much. But when a man says that, he's coming from it from, like, a state of authority and a state of, like, action-oriented power. It just means a lot.
So the reason that men don't care about your career the way that women care about a man's career is because when is a man going to have the opportunity to be fully taken care of by his wife? You don't really see that. That doesn't really happen. But men, on the other hand, are happy to accept the provider role if they can do it. Women care about how much a man earns because men actually will accept that provider role. Whereas a woman could be making more than the man and she'll still want to keep all her money and think that his money is both of their money, but her money is her money to keep. Women are much more stingier when it comes to money. So your career, your diplomas, your degrees, why would a man find that hot if he doesn't get to take advantage of it? Doesn't really benefit him.
The reality is, some of these women are selfish, and this is something we hear a lot today. My money is my money, but his money is our money. Like this woman said, a lot of these women could have more money than their man, but still expect the man to provide for them while they save up their own money. If both people are working and earning an income, why should the responsibility fall entirely on the man? Yet in many situations, that's exactly what's expected. The man is supposed to pay the bills, cover the dates, provide the lifestyle, and carry the financial burden, while the woman keeps her money separate as her personal security. What makes it even more confusing for a lot of men is that the expectations seem to shift depending on what benefits the woman the most. On one hand, there's talk about equality and independence, but on the other hand, the traditional expectation that the man must provide financially is still fully intact.
Women should be allowed to beat one man per year, and to make it ethical, we could have a trial so the woman who wants to do the beating would present the reasons as to why it's valid, and a jury of women would decide whether, they can proceed with that, and they would also decide, like, the severity, like, okay, that warrants a few punches, or, okay, have at it, don't let up. The amount of horror stories I hear about men, like, y'all need your ass beat stat, y'all need jumped. And I think the beating should be done by the woman that you have done these things to. There's legal loopholes for everything else, so why not this? And, I think that we would be really surprised at how many issues it solves, so let's give it a try, everyone.
Are you stupid?